All right, so hey guys, me ads for today, guys. I want to talk to you guys about the Barcelona-Napoli game, the round of 16, the second leg. Now, coming into this game, we knew that we were in the driving seat. We have that away goal, everything for us. It's set up very nicely for us, and as long as we score a goal today, provided that we win the game, it doesn't matter what the margin of victory is. It just a win for us would see us through. Okay, Napoli in this game, they were coming over here in the hopes that they can get some goals. And they really fought hard. Napoli gave us a great run, and they really tested us on the day, and I felt like this scoreline doesn't really I don't think the scoreline is really fair on Napoli's behalf. I think the scoreline is kind of harsh. And as I said before, guys, this is a great victory for us. And we move on to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, where we meet Bayern Munich, which I will be discussing more of that next week. Okay, so even though we won the game today, which is all great and all, the problem for me was the fact that our performance was not really the performance I was expecting. Okay, I was expecting we put up a statement here. We put up a statement showed that, yeah, we're ready to win the Champions League. Instead, we gave a performance that was like, okay, we'll just score goals and then just be pragmatic, just sit back, just relax, and Are you kidding me? This is Barcelona. We're not like Atletico Madrid. We ain't like, Napoli. We ain't like Napoli here. We're Barcelona. When you think about Barcelona, you think about attacking football. You think about attacking football. And I understand at times, pragmatism is fine. I can understand, like, for example, if we have a 2-0 lead in the 90th minute, we just scored a second goal, fair enough. The thing is, though, and that second half, we pretty much didn't even intend on scoring. We almost, we just wanted to defend. Okay? Now, if you were great at defending, I would be completely okay with that, If we had great defenders, really good work intensity players, I would love that. The problem is, we don't have that. We don't have that in this team. None of our I can't say within my back of my head that these players are great defensively. We have seen at times that we concede a lot of dumb goals. Goals that we should never have conceded. That goal we conceded today, we should never have conceded that goal. That goal was a very stupid mistake from Ivan Rakitic, which will explain more later in this video. And that's the problem for me, is that we were hanging on by a thread. Okay, let's go top of the lineup. I'm going to give you guys a quick talk about each player on the day. I'll share out my standout players for Napoli. Okay, I feel like Marc-Andre ter Stegen was excellent on the day. He was amazing with his ball distribution. He kept us in the game so many times. And honestly, he was great on the day. I was really impressed with his performance on the day. Nelson Semedo for me on the day was okay. I felt like he was on the day, was very inspirational. He was making some great runs. You could tell that he wanted to go forward. The problem was that it wasn't necessarily his fault, is that no one else from the team ever seemed to have that link up or that chemistry with Nelson Semedo. So every time Nelson Semedo would go forward and try to do something, no one would receive that pass. And that's very disturbing, is that if we go against Bayern Munich or those kind of teams, we're going to get caught out between our fullbacks, because I want our fullbacks to go and attack, and we need our fullbacks to provide that width, considering we don't have established wingers of the team. Okay, then we have Gerard Piqué. Gerard Piqué for me was pretty solid of the day. I think he was decent on the day. Other than that mistake he made early in the game, I felt like for the most part Piqué did everything you could have asked for, and I thought he was decent on the day. Clement Lenglet, man, he was amazing on the day. I was impressed with his tackling. I remember he made a last-ditch tackle. I think it was on Callahan, and they were almost about to score. And obviously he scored that header. Clement Lenglet for me was just excellent on the day. I was really impressed with Clement Lenglet, who was amazing on the day. Okay. Then we got Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba for me on the day was pretty average. I didn't think he was I didn't think he really provided the impetus going forward. I feel like he was okay. And I feel like for the most part, I didn't really see much of Jordi Alba in this game. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Sergio Berto. Sergio Berto for me was excellent on the day. I was pretty impressed with Sergio Berto. He was making up for mistakes that Ivan Rakitic committed. And I feel like for the most part, he had a solid game. I feel like Sergio Berto was decent on the day. And I feel like there was nothing wrong. Ivan Rakitic, where do I begin? Ivan Rakitic, for me, should never have played as a CDM. He should never have played as a CDM. Ivan Rakitic, for me, on the day was very very, very mistake prone. He made a lot of mistakes in this game. First of all, they gave him that penalty away. I mean, are you kidding me? That was an unnecessary challenge, and it's a penalty. I mean, I can't argue that's not a penalty. That's a clear penalty. Okay, and for me, Rakitic should have done much better. I don't know why on earth he tried to do that. I remember he gave the ball away so many times, and just overall, Rakitic just didn't look like himself. Rakitic looked way off the pace, and I don't even understand how on the earth he played 90 minutes because he should never have played 90 minutes. Frankie de Jong, where did I begin? Frankie de Jong was excellent for me on the day. Frankie de Jong, I was really, really impressed with. He was one of the bright stars today. He was amazing, man. I was really impressed with his defensive work. He was amazing, guys, and he kept the ball in play so many times. I remember there was a great chance for Napoli to counterattack us, and he kept the ball very nicely, and he was so composed. I love Frankie de Jong, man. Frankie de Jong is such a breath of fresh air. I'm so glad that Frankie de Jong has been given a real chance because after the restart, we haven't really seen much of Frankie de Jong play. We all know he was injured and, he didn't really take part until the final 2 games. I'm so glad he was incredible on the day. Lionel Messi, man. It was just incredible. Lionel Messi on the day was tremendous in that first half. I was so thoroughly impressed. Lionel Messi, man, take a bow, man. He was incredible on the day. And probably he was the X factor for us. He was incredible with his ball distribution, his shooting. I mean, Lionel Messi for me is the GOAT. I mean, honestly, this guy was sensational, phenomenal as a player. I really love Lionel Messi. I could go on and on, and I could talk all the day I want. It's just Messi, man. Messi magic. We'll talk more about the goal. We'll talk more about the goal he scored in the first half a little later on in the video. Man, he was crazy good on the day. Another bright star on the day. He was, I would say, Clement Lenglet, Frankie de Jong, and Lionel Messi, top 3 best performers of the day. Next up, Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez. Where did I begin with this guy? He was way better than I expected. Coming in for La Liga, he wasn't really all that impressive too much. And Luis Suarez for me today, he was excellent. He was decent on the day. I'm not gonna go say he was the top 3 for sure. He was better than I expected. He provided that pass for Lionel Messi's first goal, the second goal Barcelona scored on the day, and was absolutely sensational. He scored the penalty for us, and Luis Suarez for me was just everything you could have asked for a number 9. Right. Although I will say this though, I'm a bit disappointed with the fact that Suarez he wasn't that clinical with his chances today. I feel like today he didn't really get many opportunities. And to be fair, I felt like we never really attacked much in the second half. So, yeah. They have Antoine Griezmann. Antoine Griezmann, for me, it's so hard. I don't know what to say. Antoine Griezmann, for me, it's so difficult for me to rate Antoine Griezmann because while I do love him as a player, I think he's a tremendous player. He's won the World Cup, he's a World Cup winner. He's a great striker. The problem is, it just doesn't seem to work in Barcelona. It just doesn't seem to work. He never seems to find his feet here. And the main thing I want from Griezmann is that goal scoring rate, is that assist. Because that's all we really, really need at the end of the day. We didn't buy Griezmann to be defending for us. We didn't buy Griezmann to not shoot. Because at times today, I've seen Griezmann, he had some chances. He could have scored. And he just, for some reason, he doesn't feel like he doesn't feel like to shoot, Whereas the France or the Atletico Madrid Griezmann, he would definitely have scored. He would definitely have shot more. And I just don't know, man. I feel like Griezmann, for me, just didn't really show up today. I was very disappointed. And I'm not going to go say Griezmann had a garbage game because I think that's very, very harsh. However, I didn't think he had a great game either. I think he was kind of pretty much, I'm going to say it was probably bank average at the very, very best. I'm really hoping that if we do progress farther in this Champions League, we're going to need Griezmann to be his absolute. We're going to need the street of absolute work because this is very worrying for me, especially against Bayern Munich and Manchester City further in this country or Lyon. And we could struggle here. So, anyways, let's go talk about the Napoli players real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time upon them. Also, we do have to talk about the substitutes real quick. Junior Firpo, for me, it was kind of brought on pretty much towards the latter stages of the game. Didn't really have much of an impact. The same for Monchi. Monchi on the day, though, was pretty good on the brief time he was given. So, let's go talk about the Napoli players I felt like was pretty good on the day. Insigne, man. Insigne for me was pretty decent on the day. I was pretty impressed with Insigne. He took that penalty, scored that penalty. And Dries Mertens, man. Dries Mertens for me was very disappointing. He had that chance, that big chance early on the game. And I felt like, for the most part, he was decent. And like I said, so there's that. So another standout player for me. So Insigne, I feel like, was pretty decent on the day. De Lorenzo, I think, was decent on the day. Fabio Ruiz was decent on the day. And I think that's really about it. Okay. So now let's go and talk about the first half. So first half, as I said before, Dries Mertens had a big chance, and it just hit the post. And I was very, very scared. Because if Napoli had scored within the first few minutes of the game, I don't know if he would have come back. You guys saw in the Lyon game yesterday that Lyon took a very, very early lead, and Juventus couldn't come back. They did come back. However, it was not enough for them to overturn. It wasn't enough to go through. So I was really hoping that I was so happy he didn't score, And for the most part, we had a very shaky start. Napoli were controlling the ball. They had a lot of possession. At times, we couldn't win the ball back, and that's what really costed us in the beginning of the game. I was very scared. Like, could we actually attack this game, or would we just be sitting there just waiting for us to attack, right? So then, what happened was that basically, Jordi Alba cut it back for Lionel Messi, and Lionel Messi forced a good save out of Ospina. And a corner was given. I was right. First corner of the day. Okay, we'll see what happens. Rakitic whips the ball, and Longley pushes Koulibaly out of the way and gets a free header and makes it 1-0. And I'm like thinking, like, we have an early lead in the 10th minute of the game. This is incredible, man. Just the start you need in the Champions League. A very early goal. And it was 2-1 in aggregate. We would go through 2-1 in aggregate, 2 goals, 1 goal away from home, 1 goal at home. We were in a driving seat. And for me, that was very, very, that goal probably shouldn't have been given. I think I was a very, very harsh, very harsh on Napoli's behalf because I felt like that goal was against the run of play. I feel like Napoli were dominating us. We did not deserve a score. And in my opinion, that shouldn't have counted. That was a clear foul on Koulibaly, and VAR decided to give the goals to us. So I was like, okay, it's 2-1. We didn't really deserve that lead. Whatever. Then Luis Suarez makes a great pass to Lionel Messi. And Lionel Messi, man, he drifts past the defenders, and he somehow, he scores while he's nearly falling down. How incredible is that? Like, you're nearly, like, on the verge of just falling, and you somehow still score. This is unbelievable, man. This is unbelievable. If you could pull that off, I have to give props to you, man. That is crazy stuff, man. And that was great Messi magic there. And that was 2-0, man. That was 2-0 in the 23rd minute. And at that point, I was like, we were cruising, man. We were cruising in the game. And we were amazing on the day. So then another thing happened. So basically, it's Luis Suarez had a great shot. And then it parried, and then De Jong got the ball. And De Jong passed it to Lionel Messi. And Lionel Messi, man, controls with his chest. And then he puts in the back of the net. And guess what, guys? It was disallowed. And apparently they disallowed it because there was a handball in the build-up. And I saw the replay. And it just touched the hand. And honestly, to be honest with you guys, this for me is so stupid. Are you kidding me? This is so stupid. Okay? I think that's very, very harsh. That's very, very harsh indeed. And that it didn't count because it touched his hand barely by the smidge. Are you serious? Are we going to go that extreme that if it touches it just by a millimeter, then it shouldn't count? And I'm like, whatever. The long leg goal shouldn't have counted for me. And so I guess it was okay. This didn't count. So, still frustrated that, Lionel Messi could have got a brace on the day, could have got 2 goals on the day. And got 3 goals, in the Champions League. So, unfortunately, it didn't count. So then what happened was that Koulibaly makes a very, very bad challenge on Lionel Messi. And Lionel Messi goes down inside the box. And I was hoping to God that Lionel Messi did not get injured. Because if he got injured, man, oh man, I would be scared. We would have, I would be panicking, It'd be so bad because remember in the beginning of the season, Messi was injured for a long time. And for the first half of the season, August, September, and he finally came back October. And Lionel Messi, man, unbelievable, man. And this time, interestingly enough, it was Luis Suarez that scored the penalty. Normally it would be Lionel Messi, and I think Lionel Messi was just not feeling it right now. I think Lionel Messi, you could tell he wasn't at his 100% best, so that's why he gave it to Suarez, and Suarez scores. the penalty to make it 3 now. I was like, okay, we're in a cruise control, man. I mean, we can't bottle this, right? Are we going to score? And I was hoping that from that point on, it looked like we would score more goals, right? Well, guess what, guys? Rakitic does what he does best. He makes a stupid mistake, and Insigne scores on the spot. He follows Dries Mertens in the penalty box, and Insigne scores, sends Ter Stegen the wrong way. And at that point, we were leading 3-1. You know, we had a very, very comfortable lead. And for those of you guys who are not well aware, I mentioned this early in the video, we have a great history of bottling 3 goals lead. So I was hoping that we would not bottle it today, because if Napoli were to score 3, we would lose on away goals. So I was hoping that didn't happen today, and thankfully for us, it didn't happen. At the first half, my overall thoughts was that we were great. It was a great first half. We were great attacking-wise. I think defensively we were a bit shaky. I think defensively we were a bit sloppy at times. And the second half, Napoli came really strong in the second half. They were passing, they were resisting us, they were very good. And honestly, I was very surprised I wasn't surprised. I was very surprised in how we didn't look like to attack, you know. And Napoli, for me, in the second half, they took the game to us. They had a lot of good passes. They were doing about everything you can. The only thing they lacked was that penetration. For a long time, Napoli was on our half for most of the second half. And our attack was very, very... It almost disappeared. And we were very pedestrian, very lethargic in the second half. And it almost seemed like it was a completely different game, because it seemed like we didn't really care about the game anymore. And at one point, there was a goal that was given for Napoli, and it was offside. It was offside just about, and I was so happy it didn't count. I believe, let me go ahead and see who scored that offside goal. I'm going to try to remember. Offside. Where is that? Let's see. Yeah, Milik. It was Milik that got that goal, and it was offside. So, like I said before, guys, very scared. I mean, if we had conceded right there, I would have been so scared. I think it was like 84th minute, something like that. And Napoli could come back. You know, once they get that goal, they have the momentum in their hands. And like I said before, guys, we were hanging on, and that's how pretty much the game ended. It ended 3-1. We made some substitutions. Monchi came on for Griezmann, and Junior Firpo came on for Suarez, and that's pretty much about it. I mean, like I said before, guys, a very, very disappointing performance in the second half. And let me just be real here, guys. Let me just be real. I hope that against Bayern Munich, we do not play like this in the second half. We play like it's in the full 90 minutes. I said in my match preview that playing well in the first half is great, but if you don't play well for the 90 minutes, then it doesn't mean anything. We have to play well for the full 90 minutes, and I'm hoping that against Bayern Munich, we give it our heart and soul. We put everything on the line, because I understand that Bayern Munich are going to be the favorites there in that tie for sure. We stand a chance, man. We stand a chance, and let's go and look at the Bayern Munich game. That will be taking place on August 14th. 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And oh boy, that's going to be a very, very interesting, fascinating time. We'll talk more about that later next week. And oh boy, this is going to be insane indeed. So let me know what you guys think about this match. Like I said, very good first half, very disappointing second half. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know if there's anything I missed in this video that you guys want me to talk about or forgot to mention. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. Peace out.